Hi, everybody.
I hope the internet is acting correctly. I don't know what's going on these days, but it's Thursday.
And we're better. Let me tell y'all,
I'm better-ish. I'm not going to say
yeah, we're better-ish. We were really sick last week. Like, really sick. But we feel better. A little bit.
Better-ish.
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 Better-ish. So listen.
Better help.
Have you ever heard of the term mindful eating? I know we were talking about mindfulness a lot or whatever, but mindful eating, I had not really heard that term before. So if you haven't heard of it, don't worry about it. You're not alone. We were like, what does that mean exactly? So think about it. Most people, you get your food, you just start eating. You might say grace, but okay, that's like maybe 10 seconds.
I was like, minutes?
No, 10 seconds.
Although at Thanksgiving,
I know you were going to say that.
Our thankfulness thing turned into an hour and a half of things. No disrespect to us, but I was like, yo, fam.
It was like 30 minutes. But anyway, mindful eating. Well, let me tell you, by the time Thanksgiving was over, it was no mindful eating. Everybody was just scarfing and
it was going in.
Like going ham, putting the food in your face, which is easy to do, especially during the holiday season, because food is part of what makes the season
part of the season
merry and bright. That's what we're here for, to eat all the good and delicious things. But sometimes it is really good for you to just stop and pause and savor your food, enjoy it, take the time to taste it. Because, I've seen this happen. A lot of people eat that first plate and they were like, okay, that plate was for hunger. Now I'm going to sit back and try to enjoy the food.
You have to have a plan when you go on holiday.
You gotta have a plan. So focus on the flavors, the textures, the joy of being able to eat. Just the joy of having food and it being there. That's really important. But we are finding that if you take your time to be more mindful about food, it is really good for you in a lot of different ways. So if you are interested and want to find out, what is this mindful eating, you say?
Girl, what narrator voice?
Then stick around. This episode is for you.
It's for you.
Hi, I'm Pam Williams, a mother.
And I'm Jessica E. Williams, a daughter. And this is a mother and a daughter truthful chat, where we discuss our 35-year multi-layered relationship.
We've been through so many ups and downs. Not only are we family, but we're business partners in the high-stress world of event planning and production for short films.
We've also shared the same therapist for over 10 years. What some people call codependence, we call collaboration.
So join us as we share stories from our lives,
have candid conversations with other mother-daughter duos,
and shed light on the roller coaster ride of being a woman while raising a woman.
All right, y'all. You know what time it is? Girl.
It's the other
handle.
hand.
I know, but still.
Okay.
For effect. So, welcome to Truthful Chats. Shout out to Safina Brown and the whole squad for Support Black Theater. As you can see, I have my shirt on as well.
Because we have to go to work.
You can purchase these because we have to go to work. Yes, we work in the theater. Anyway, welcome to Truthful Chats. If you are just now joining us for the first time, Pocahontas Wave, welcome. If you are a regular around here, also welcome. Wingapo, I think that's what it was.
Oh.
Anyway, girl, she act like I don't watch Pocahontas all the time. But anyway, Truthful Chats are designed to get us to the ongoing practice of generational wellness. If you have never heard of that term because we made it up, no worries. There's a description about it somewhere below this video, so check it out. Every month here at the Create Generational Wellness channel, brand, etc., we have a theme of the month, and then our Truthful Chats are the time that we unpack that theme. So it's a new month. It is actually the last month of 2023.
Who knew?
Thank you, Jesus. Because a lot of people didn't make it. Okay.
Amen.
R.I.P. to the great Norman
Lear.
I thought that man was gonna live forever, but I was like, hey man, if you want to tap out, because he was looking a little tired. Anyway, so be grateful that we've made it to December. And the word of the month is better. Shout out to Johnny Mac for that. That's Jonathan McReynolds, if you don't know. For that bop. Better. Bad. I saw you in Paris, brother. You was killing it. Now they were not singing on key. I don't know what it is about the Europeans. No disrespect to y'all. It is something to be said about the Black American culture of singing,
choir,
and choir. And even if you're not like, I don't consider myself a singer, but I know what things should sound like. But when they get to Europe, I don't know what notes, what beats. I don't know what happens. Anyway, that's an aside. Better, and the topic for today, if you clicked on this video, is better food choices for your emotional health. And this sounds like, this just isn't one of those things that we talk about, particularly in our culture. We just be like, food is food. I eat it.
I'm about to eat. So I'm about to throw down.
Sometimes I don't even eat it to live. I'm just eating to eat. So this, some of y'all probably already know this, especially you fitness gurus and gym rats and things of that nature. But some of us have no idea. We'll just be like, it's food. And we'll get into
it's the holidays. So it's that
and
food.
It's the holidays. And we'll get into some systemic racism and environmental racism. You know how we do around here. But let's get into it.
All right.
Okay, so all right. So healthy eating is not only essential for maintaining your physical fitness, but it also plays a crucial role in understanding, nourishing your mind, right? Boosting your emotional well-being, your energy. The food we eat directly impacts our mood, stress level, hormones, which I feel like the older I get, you know, they used to talk to us about the hormones when we was young, just for the sake of humping and whatnot, or just ragefulness, just as they were trying to explain to you what was happening to your body sexually. But
nobody talked about the food, did
they? Older we get, no, they didn't. It's not even the food so much as they just didn't talk about how much hormones play into your life as you get older, period.
Got it.
Like, hormonal imbalances do like have effect on your physical, your mental and emotional health, how your body responds to certain foods. Like, it just has a lot to do with a lot of things. And then hormone changes, like if people are popping out kids and stuff, like all of that, it affects your acne. Like, it just affects everything. And I don't think they did like a great job. They probably ain't talking to you about none of this now. But I don't know if they, when I was growing up, they did an effective job of being like, and hormones are a part of your life, like from now on. Which is the thing. So anyway, the food we eat is important for all of that. And it's important to understand the connection between food and emotional well-being so we can all make more informed choices. Okay. Now, got to put the caveat pin in this, okay? Because a lot of what we're getting ready to say sounds very simple and very cute, and is accessible to a certain group of people. I'm not just going to say white people.
No, this
though
is
I could always lead with that. But it's more so economics. It is class. I just watched Ava DuVernay's Origin, which is based on the book Caste, which I have not read, but it's by Isabel Wilkerson that also wrote The Warmth of Other Suns. But they talk about, a lot of the movie is about the caste system and how it shows up. And we usually tend to think about race, especially in America, just because it's a big thing for us. But they talk about how caste is really about mobility in society and economics. So this is actually one of those intersections. Race could have a lot to do with it. I think we do very much know that there are, well, you should know there's systemic racism, right? But there are also systemic racism boils down to environmental racism, also food inequity, right? Yeah. Certain communities just don't have access to certain things, and it is because of the color of their skin. And then sometimes it's just poverty. America does not like poor people because we're capitalist. So even though we're going to be talking...
No, the poor people are not capitalist.
No, I'm saying America is capitalist.
America is capitalist.
America is a capitalist society where everything is all about green and what you can produce, and there should always be a ruling class and working class or underdeprived class, which is how all caste systems actually work. So saying all that to say, as women of color, as people in an okay economic class, I'm not going to say we're great. Like we really are middle class. It could be better, but it also could be very, very worse.
But it could be a lot worse.
We're not complaining, but like, we know. So saying all that to say, like, this isn't meant to like bash certain communities who like literally do not have access. Like, you only have this type of food in your community, right? Which I think is part of the greater conversation, because that shouldn't be that. And it should not cost you your whole entire check to go to Whole Foods or $9,200 to eat healthier foods. Like Uba Tuba is one of our favorite things, but we always be like, oh, this is a pretty penny. Like I actually want one tonight, but I'm like, gotta think about it. So it should not cost more to eat better. That should just be a human right that we all are eating food that is good for us and life sustaining.
And it's accessible and affordable.
I will get off my soapbox now. Anyway, saying all that to say, when we consume a lot of unhealthy foods, which are processed foods, right? Which is mainly what is around us, right? So it's foods that's high in sugar. They have a lot of artificial additives. That's all that stuff on the back that you read it and you don't know what it means.
And you can't say the words.
Right. And it's usually probably banned in
other countries.
But the U.S. believes in population control, as do other societies. But they just be like, whatever, we just gonna eat it until it kills you, and then that's that. So when we eat a lot of those things, they don't. It's hard for our bodies to break down the nutrients the way that we naturally would if this was not processed, not GMO, not made in a test tube. Like if we was just eating regular foods, okay? And it's safe to say, based on the wastefulness and environmental irresponsibility of man up until this point. I don't even know if we really eating real food. Let's be 100, okay? Who knows if any of our food supplies are actually real? We could all be eating plastic or moon food. I don't know. But saying all that to say, most of what we have is counterintuitive to how our bodies will naturally break down nutrients for optimal efficiency, okay, for how your body should be working.
Well, you made me think about, did you watch that thing with me from excuse me, China, where they were making rice?
Yeah, they was making rice out of plastic.
Plastic bags. Like it was some kind of way.
That's too much.
They were transforming plastic bag into rice. It was scary.
Because they like, we got to feed these people. They be real about that population in China. They be like, okay, we got a cap number. Don't be doing too much. Anyway, this type of eating can lead to chemical imbalances in your brain. I'm telling you, these are things we don't think about. We always think like you went through some emotional trauma and that's why you crazy, or sorry, act differently than your God-given design. But it could be the food you're eating. So it can lead to chemical imbalances in your brain chemistry, literally the way that your brain operates. Mood swings. If you eat a lot of salt, if you eat a lot of sugar, things be spiking up or crashing down, and then that affects your mood. Hangry is definitely a thing, right? Fatigue. I'm still dealing with that. I feel like I'm eating better, but I also am dealing with sickness, so I'm trying to find where the thing is. But fatigue has really been kicking my butt. And then your increased levels of stress based on how you eat. Certain things release certain chemicals and things in your brain, and then you're not necessarily living your best life. Okay, so these are the things you want to try to avoid or limit if you can, because they will have a negative impact on your emotional well-being. Keeping in mind, in some communities, this is the only food that they have access to. So let that sit in your shondos and tell you some things. Okay, processed foods. So these are foods, again, that we said have a lot of artificial additives, preservatives. Preservatives is usually like a lot of salt, because as you're packing and shipping food, like you want it to last. So there's an amount of salt that you add that's like flavorful and like, okay. And then there's salt that's like
built in.
It was for the package to maintain the materials, but it might not be
like when you see the
best
food,
to put in your body.
When you see the food that expires in 2025 and all that stuff,
you get a lot of it.
Yeah, you have to know there are preservatives. There are preservatives in that
to make it last,
able to make it to last that long.
Now, granted, I'm saying you do need that because our world is ever changing. There's a lot of things going on. Potential dictators in power, so you might want to keep some things.
You might want to have some of that.
I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm just saying when the rubber meets the road, if you can't get to the fresh stuff, you know what I mean? Have you something.
But at least pay attention to labels. It's really, really important to read the labels. If you look at something and it's got 860 milligrams of sodium versus 340, try to err on the side of the 341 instead of the 800 one.
So yeah, anything with a lot of added sugars, sugar is very hard to avoid. Shout out to y'all that like be serious about avoiding sugar. We were just hanging out with Chris, who we just met, who was about that life, and I was like, shout out to you, bro, because that's hard to avoid, but it is really terrible for you. And your mood and your energy levels. Natural sugars are fine. That's fruit, vegetables. We'll talk about that later. But so anytime you can do whole, unprocessed foods that haven't been tampered with, this is a very difficult journey. I'm just gonna tell you. And there's a lot of those like meal prep kits and things like that, but again, costly. Sugary drinks and snacks, we've all been there. Lucas Pops. That's not a direct slight on the culture, but hot Cheetos, Takis, orange sodas. I've told this. I lived off of a slice of pepperoni pizza or Taco Bell and orange soda for like 3 years of middle school. It's terrible. Anyway, those caused blood sugar spikes, but I was 12, so YOLO. And then again, energy crashes, mood swings. So I feel like we're actually better about this around here. We drink a lot of water. That's what's in the cup today.
Yep.
We still drink liquors and things, but more so water. Teas,
herbal teas.
A lot of herbal teas, anything sort of naturally sweetened options. Honey. I was big on agave. It has a lot of sugar in it, but I do like to use it sometimes. And then other things to avoid: trans fats and fried foods. This is Black people, Hispanic, people of color, you're going to feel attacked, okay? This is all the things we love. Super fried chicken, smothered anything. Anything they really talk about on High on the Hog that was like, we just made up food so we could survive America. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or for the few that were able to go to Europe and was like, this is all right, but it could be better. You know what I mean? And we started putting like, hey,
some bacon, some lard,
some like, let's really get it going, okay?
A little more butter.
Trans fats, fried foods. I say, hey, sometimes you gotta go ham in the butter. Butter is the love language. But it's a lot in processed foods, right? It's linked to increases in depression, obviously fat, okay? Mental health disorders. So we're not saying you can't do these things. We're just saying maybe not every day, maybe not all the time, if you have access to it, okay? Because sometimes you just gotta live, okay? But the healthier versions of those things are like, you can still do some of those recipes, maybe a little less salt, a little less butter, a little less sugar. And then, baking, grilling, steaming, instead of frying. Okay.
Yeah. And oh man, you said something that I was about to say. Oh,
highly recommend High on the Hog though on Netflix.
The chemical imbalance. She might be able to eat something that I absolutely cannot eat.
It does vary per individual.
So to say across the board that something is bad is not necessarily true.
It might be good for you and
I used to have this book, Eating for Your Blood Type. That's a whole nother thing. We might get into that a little bit later, in another episode. But there are certain things. Huh?
I did kind of do miss eating like that. It was kind of hard for a minute, but once you got into it, like you felt the difference.
But once it's a great
book for your blood type. Now we all know we got different blood types.
Yeah. So there are certain foods that certain blood types really shouldn't be eating. It just doesn't agree with you, and you're gonna feel it in some kind of physical, emotional, mental way.
And it ain't just lactose. And
there's a lot of other things. So we might talk about that a little bit later.
So diets that are rich in whole,
I'll keep going if you want.
No, it's fine. Unprocessed foods that provide us with nutrients, again, optimal brain function, improved mood, increased energy levels. Okay, so here's some snack ideas. I'm gonna tell you right now, these ain't sexy foods. But I'm also gonna say, maybe don't cut out all the things all at once, unless you like really good at going cold turkey with things, but just add it slowly into your diet. So these are just snack ideas. Any kind of mixed nuts. Now, if you got the
preferably
kind of stomach,
unsalted.
Now, if you got the kind of stomach that do all the things, you got to be careful about when you decide to eat.
I have a very healthy intestinal gut. Let's just say that.
It's so healthy, I would almost say that it's unhealthy. She can eat food and be like, I got to go to the bathroom. I'd be like, how, Sway? You just put the food in your mouth. And she like, you don't remember? And Tess was this big robot that they made
at the Science
Museum, Science Center here in Los Angeles. And it was a whole study of like how you, on your fourth meal, your body should be pushing things out. So she's like, I'm on my fourth meal all the time. I'm like, okay, fam, I just know you just put that food in your mouth. And
well, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you eat that,
the fifth meal, I should say.
When you eat the fourth, 1, 2, 3. When you get to the,
it's like 4 chambers.
Yeah.
And then whatever you're eating right now should push
out
ones to make room in the next chamber.
Yes.
Ideally.
I believe in that wholeheartedly.
Anywho,
and the nuts are good for that. Unsalted. When you can.
Talking almonds, walnuts, cashews, any healthy fats, protein, fiber. It leaves you satiated. Focus. Satiated means full. Okay, because some of us. So, and I will say that actually as a thing I'm just thinking about right now. Sometimes we keep eating food because we're not full, but it's probably because we're not eating food that's good for us or good for our body types. So sometimes you legit could actually be hungry, but sometimes it's also like this food is your so needed. Nutritionally lacking that
it's not dense.
I'm still trying to eat to feel full. Okay.
The other thing about that is, and we can talk about this more at another point, but your relationship to food. We were just talking about this the other day. Some people,
especially during the holidays, grief sets in.
Yeah,
it's darker
you're
earlier,
eating for a lot of other reasons other than fuel. Food is just fuel, and if you can
be delicious,
if you can get your mind wrapped around the idea that, for the most part, food should be used for fuel, not for entertainment, not for comfort, not for joy, not for any of those things. It's fuel. Now, there are some times when you eat something, it will bring you joy. Or if you're going out to a really amazing restaurant, there's some entertainment involved in that because it's a dining experience. But that's not the function of food. The function of food is to provide fuel. And so that's a mindset thing where you just get to the point where you're like, all right, I'm eating this because I
needed to live, as they said in Baby.
My body needs fuel.
I needed to live.
It doesn't always have to be the most amazing taste, the most amazing experience. It doesn't always have to bring you comfort. So I know tidings of comfort and joy, but not in our food necessarily.
Always. I mean, you could have some moments. Okay?
Yeah,
but
but not always.
It shouldn't be everything in moderation. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, fresh fruit with nut butter. So let me tell you something. There are other kind of butters. I know we don't all know that. Okay. The straight margarine, cow butters. It's cool, but there's nut butter, almond butter,
peanut butter.
I love
cashew butter.
It's all kind of butters. The butters. I don't remember. You remember that, girl?
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is just taking any kind of sliced fruits, anything, and just adding butter. I literally just ate a green apple with peanut butter the other day because I was like hungry and it was late, and I'm trying to get better about not eating late, like after 7:38. But this was the day I was like, I'm hungry and I'm up working, so I ate that as an alternative. Again, natural sugars, fiber, healthy fats, Greek yogurt. Now, this is an acquired taste, okay? I could come back another time and talk about the brands that's with it, because I done had some Greek yogurts and I was like, yo, fam, what is this? If you didn't grow up on it, you're not gonna like it, okay? So if you're gonna do the Greek yogurt, try to get it with like honey in it maybe, or like add a little something to it, because it's a very
distinct.
It ain't your play, okay? Even Chobani.
Because it doesn't have a lot of sugar.
Even Chobani is on a different level, okay? So the Greek yogurt is the whole thing. So that's with berries. So that's any kind of like Greek yogurt is raspberries, blueberry, whatever your thing is. If you're allergic,
strawberry,
you know. But yeah, any type of like berries. Even if you do like granolas,
little granola on it, yeah.
Just easier things on your intestinal tract and your gut early in the day, rather than just like hella processed
full pancakes,
hella
eggs, slices of bacon.
She loved breakfast. Like I really,
it's my favorite meal.
I really skip it. I don't really eat until after 12. So anyway, these are all kind of snacks that can stabilize your blood sugar levels, provide sustained energy, hopefully improve your mood throughout the day. Because yeah, if you listen, we all had a top ramen phase. I sure did, but
I still have a potato ramen phase.
We have potato ramen. That's a different. We can put you on if you want. But top ramen, a lot of sodium, probably made of plastic noodles. It's a lot of things, okay? And that's why I said nobody's saying sometimes that's all you have and you have to eat to live. But
let me say this:
your
if you're gonna make the top ramen, try and put some vegetables in it. Try and put like some carrots in it, some spinach in it, some kale in it.
Add to it.
Add to it and make it. If you can add the vegetables into the other stuff, it will help. So
because your palate will adjust to just that.
Not
problematic.
A half a bottle of sriracha and some.
Yeah, I'll be killing it with the hot sauce.
Yeah, that's not good for you. All right. And nobody loves hot sauce more than me. All right. Eating healthy has numerous benefits for our mental health, right? Research has shown that the well-balanced diet reduces the risk of developing diseases, artery clogging, and we all kind of know the physical stuff, but mental disorders such as depression and anxiety. All those things can be heightened by what you are eating. So when you nourish your body with these nutrient-dense foods, it helps your body work better. It produces neurotransmitters like, I know it's a big scientific word.
It's really the things that travel in your brain.
But it's serotonin, which travels to your brain, which helps your mental state as well as your physical state by doing that. So it, again, plays a key role in regulating your mood swings. And sometimes you can eat something and then you're like, why do I feel like this? Like, if you're going to eat a candy bar, I'm telling you, for a minute there, it'll pass. But for a minute there, you're going to go like, it's going to feel real good for the moment when you're eating that Kit Kat. But like about 20 minutes later,
Reese's.
You're going, Reese's. But that has the nut butter. So
it's a mature candy.
It has the peanut butter.
Peanut butter cups. I don't mess with them pieces.
As opposed, because that's coated in sugar.
Sacrilege.
And we're going to talk about chocolate, but the dark chocolate releases a lot of serotonin in your body as well. So that helps. So again, if you're going to eat, nobody's saying never eat a candy bar, but if you're going to eat it, try to eat something that has peanut butter or something has a redeeming quality in it.
Listen, I was a Sour Patch Kids junkie, okay? But I had to cut it out at a certain point because there's nothing gelatin redeeming. And a heck of sugar, and it couldn't be my go-to all the time.
There's nothing redeeming in rice. Rice has absolutely no nutrients.
Brown rice is fire.
Okay, but still the nutrient level is not great. Anyway, you can look all this up on your own. All right. In addition, healthy diet can improve your cognitive skills. There are studies to show that it improves your memory. It improves the function of your brain and your concentration.
We still be eating rice, by the way.
Yeah, we do. But under vegetables or proteins.
Rice is a staple of the world.
Or that kind of thing. It's just what you put with it. Like, I'm going to say it. The rice and the milk and the sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
granted, economic things.
We know.
You were doing it to survive. But
yeah, but
you shouldn't have had to.
If we're going to talk about things that can make it better, let's try and think about little improvements.
That's like baby steps.
Little achievements that can make it better to increase our brain function, our overall productivity, and it equips us with the tools to manage stress. There are certain foods that are going to take your stress level down a little bit. Jessica's going to talk about that in a minute. A vitamin D deficiency will also cause you to be very stressed out, vitamin C and vitamin D. So if you can find something that's going to replace that, you'll see that that's going to affect your stress level.
I also have iron deficiency.
As well. So think about your food choices for your mental health, for your emotional health. Rich in fruits and vegetables, the nuts like Jessica talked about, avocados, things that have omega-3 fatty acids in it are really good for antioxidants, anti-inflammatory. You want to eat those things for that. And to control those hormones, you want things rich in B6, B12, folate, omega-3 acids. Excuse me.
Drink your little water.
I'm gonna drink my little water. All right.
See, I always be trying to rough it. You see me, I just be consistently drinking.
But I'm talking.
Consistently.
So the B6 and the B12 are good for the serotonin, the dopamine, and the that's why you gave this to me.
That's exactly why.
Norepinephrine, I think it is, which are transmitters that play a key role in regulating your mood and your behavior.
I'm not
So try to get the B6, the B12, especially in the holidays. Your mood's going to be going up and down.
For a lot of reasons we talked about.
Yeah, you're going to be running around. You're going to be, trying to get all the things done. You're going to need that. Folate is another important ingredient, functions for a brain function and helps prevent depression, right? So you can, that can be found in spinach, in broccoli, and lentils. Lentils are really good. Go to Trader Joe's. I'm going to tell you, if you have access to a Trader Joe's is a good place to access good for you foods at reasonable prices.
It's not Whole Foods.
It's not Whole Foods. So you can get a little bag of lentils like this at Trader Joe's for like $1.59, $1.69 or something like that. And you can just keep them in the, they don't even have to be refrigerated. They can just be in the cabinet. Pour them out, put them in a cup, good little snack in the middle of the day.
You can eat them cold, you can eat them hot.
Eat them cold, eat them hot, in a salad. But anyway, it's going to improve your brain function. The omega-3 acids, which you talked about, in your foods like fish, salmon, mackerel, tuna. Tuna fish is fine.
Check these fishes though, because they be growing them in the test tubes. They be doing hybrid fishing tins. They be grabbing them out the most booty parts of the ocean you can think of. So just read it. If it says farm raised, do not eat it. Okay.
Try. And I know financially it might be what you can afford, but it's your body. You ain't got but one. So if you can avoid putting
the robo-fish,
the farm-raised stuff, farm-raised fish into your body, try to do it when you can. Again, reducing depression, reducing anxiety, magnesium, which is found in almonds, spinach, avocados, also really good for reducing depression. So we want you to think about that. And this is money saving to some degree, because if you try to buy these supplements in the store, listen, the B12s, the B16s,
you'll be broke.
The magnesium. I fortunately got a big bottle of magnesium a couple of months ago because it was buy one, get one free. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna bite the bullet on this magnesium, but this is gonna probably get us all the way through the whole holiday season with the magnesium, which is really, really good. Again, serotonin, stress hormones, the hormones that cause inflation. Magnesium is really good for that too.
All good things. So, we talked about this a little bit already, but stress and vitamin C deficiency go hand in hand. So vitamin C, there are pills. We take little packets of vitamin C every day, but we're of the mind that God gave us everything we need in the foods. Okay. Before they start making all these pills and packets of things. So vitamin C, shiitake mushrooms. I have another name for them that I won't say here. I use it all the time.
Sounded phonetically in 2 syllables.
Yeah, so if you're like me, I am not a mushroom person. I maybe have we went to Nobu last year for Rodney's birthday. Shout out to Rodney. And they had a mushroom there that was so good. When they bought it out, I was like, ugh, fam, I don't do mushrooms, I don't know. But it was bomb. If I could remember which that one was, liked it. Most mushrooms, though, I'd be like, if you don't get that off my plate, fam, like on pizzas, it's like only a few select times. But shiitake mushrooms are really good for you. But as of right now, it's all the craze. If you spend any time on Instagram, look at anything, I'm currently drinking the Rise matcha green tea. They also have a coffee that they make. But yeah, there's so many. There's like that mushroom water coffee or tea or whatever it is. So there's so many benefits to mushrooms. We also take immune supplement that is also made out of mushrooms, which we can put you up on Game Bot if you're interested. But I think I do feel the difference when I'm taking it versus I'm not, particularly the supplement. We just got it because we didn't have any for a minute, and I think that's probably why I felt ill. And I could feel the difference in like my fatigue level and just like not feeling like I could get the energy. So anyway, the mushrooms are really good for you. However you get them, get them. If you like eating mushrooms, cool. If not, there's a plethora of ways to drink them now. So get into it. And sometimes I put that supplement in my tea as well, which helps. So anyway, herbal tea. There's a lot of things to get in. But anyway, incorporating these nutrients into your diet are super key. Again, like we've been reiterating, to your emotional well-being and promoting your positive mood. So then let's just get a little practical, okay? Because we like to get practical, okay? I'm giving you a couple suggestions, but these are some things that we can swap out, okay? For all the potato chips people, I get it, okay? They are delicious, all right? But I can say that I have made the switch a little bit to it's a whole bad kind of night. I enjoy me some skinny pop, okay? It is not gonna be your trans fat, buttery, hella salty movie popcorn. Okay. It's gonna have a different taste. We did just have that. We went to go see the Renaissance and it was enjoyable, but I don't eat it all the time. Okay. But I do love me some skinny pop. So if you love potato chips, maybe consider switching that over. Any sort of air popped popcorn. Corn does not dissolve in your system though. So popcorn, but like real corn, it stays in there. You could chew it, it just remains intact. Just keep that in mind when you're eating corn.
And a lot of times,
which is weird,
snacks are about the sound. Like some people just love the crunch.
For one of my aunties, she does. The sound.
But it's a lot of people. They want something crunchy. So potato chips are crunchy, but the popcorn is crunchy too. So I'm just saying that is your craving sometimes is for something.
Nuts are hella crunchy.
Your craving sometimes is for something crunchy. So keep that in mind.
All right, sugary desserts. Even though it's the holidays, I'm not even gonna hold you on this one. Do you? I feel like at the end of the year, like I had a friend, we was at a holiday party, and he was like, my diet, and I was like, bro, it's the holidays. Like at the first of the year, you get this what this is for. If you was ever gonna go ham, you know what I mean? You can control, you can regulate it, but it's all kind of cakes, cookies, and pies. You're not gonna do it every day, but anyway.
I thank God I'm not a sweets person, but the thing that will get me every single time, without a doubt, I don't care.
Key lime pie.
I'm going in. If it's key lime pie,
I feel like key lime pie is really not that bad for you though.
I'm going.
What is it made out of?
Limes.
See, that's a fruit.
Yeah, okay? So it's a fruit. That's
it's
what
some sugar in it, but whatever.
Look, but I'm going in for key lime pie.
Wine is a fruit salad, so what are we talking about?
I'm going in for the key lime.
Anyway, we talked about this earlier, but dark chocolate is an alternative to candy cravings, and it is better for you with coca in it. I said the coca, not the cocaine, because some of y'all coke. Like, wait a minute, time out. Hold on. This is baking soda. I got baking soda. Anyway, it's healthier for you, and it helps with your sweet tooth. I have a boss. I used to work for in production. Like when I was at Trader Joe's to pick up our food, I would always need to get him like the 72% cacao dark chocolate, and he would eat it all day, like just when he was stressed, like as a little snack thing. So
in his serotonin.
And I started eating it too. It's not milk chocolate, so it does have a different taste, but I got it. Like I was like, I would eat it too. Like, okay, this is cool. Like I get it. 3, this is hard. Swapping the sodas for sparkling waters or any kind of waters. I get it. We are 92% water or something in our bodies. We still have to drink it. I know it's sometimes disgusting, and not all water is created equal. Also, systemic racism and economic inequalities, caste systems, if you will. Don't drink your tap water. Okay, I would not. If you have to, I would not recommend it for anywhere, really. Okay, because history will tell you water has been poisoned, fluoride has been put in. Things are just bad. I'm actually experimenting.
All the things.
I am washing my face with bottled water instead of tap water just because I don't like the way my face has been looking. And I've been trying to get my color back since this sickness as an experiment. So I'm just saying, it's a lot that goes into the water. I actually learned about people are switching out their shower heads now
to filter out the minerals in the water.
So anyway, there's a lot of flavored sparkling waters. What's the stuff you used to pour in the water to make it flavorful? Yeah, they got all kind of like water alternatives because I get it. Water is very boring. So there's all kind of alternatives.
But our favorite is.
Oh, we drink a lot of tonic water.
Tonic water.
It's fire.
Tonic water.
It's so good for your digestion. Like, because, sometimes your stomach, this might be TMI, but bubble guts or something is happening where your stomach is just not agreeing with you. It just calms you down. Or you're nauseous because of like stress or aggravation, or that might be like a depressive.
And there's quinine in it. We should look up what quinine.
Quinine is fire. Like, it really helps. Yeah. Like, when I drink it, I instantly feel like a complete difference. So anyway, there are things that you could do. I have a friend, Rodney only drinks tea. Like, really? Like, what is it? Gold Peak tea?
Gold Peak tea.
Now, I'm sure there might be some sugars in it, but
they have an unsweetened version.
That's all he drinks. There's an unsweetened version. Okay, so then let's do real quick. Let's talk about proteins. So these are things that, again, help your brain health, help with your neurotransmitters. So like how things are being processed in your brain and how things are traveling in your brain based on the food that you're eating. Because some of us only eat Jack in the Box burgers or McDonald's burgers or what is literally
they're a bargain. Okay? You know, I get it. Sometimes people like, listen, you get 2 burgers for $6 or whatever. That budget be tight. You got to run on over there.
Listen, we live in a barrio. There's no shortage of great quesadillas and tacos. We got Mediterranean food, which is actually probably one of the healthiest things you could eat. But anyway, we live in an
ethnically diverse.
So there's many things for us to eat. And sometimes you got to do that. But anyway, protein wise, the leaner it is, the better. Now, lean is hard to come by. It's going to be more expensive. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that now. But lean meats, chicken, turkey, lean cuts of beef. I can tell you places to go get it, like The Counter, which is one of my favorite places, even though I got food poisoning the last time I ate there, but it's because I went to the one. I didn't go to my how sometimes when something is a chain restaurant, but you don't go to the one you normally go to, you're like, oh, it's the same restaurant. Like, let me eat it here. Mm-hmm. Terrible. And shout out to my body though, because the food like set up here in my stomach. Like, it would not go any further. It was like my stomach like put a lid on it to be like, no fam. And then it unfortunately ended up coming up. But anyway, they have bison there. Just places, even in your local delis, like just making sure there's not like a whole lot of fat on it.
And if you eat pork, if you are okay with
I eat the swine a little bit.
A lean cut of pork is also really good. And
I think pork is easier. At least sometimes it feels easier on my stomach than beef. I still eat beef, but it's a little bit gentler on your stomach. Don't tell Malcolm X. Anyway, any of those meats that are grilled or baked are better than fried. Pam is a fan of the chicharrones. So, she be doing it sometimes, but it is what it is.
It's not guilty pleasure.
We talked about fish. I was actually only eating fish during the pandemic, and I kind of miss it. And plant-based meats. I still kind of eat.
But again,
I added meat back in it though. Yeah, the expense. It was
the expense of the plant-based and the fish all the time and all that.
So I added some meat back into my diet, but salmon, tuna, mackerel. They also have the omega-3s, the fatty acids. And then I have, plant-based meats that I eat. I love,
and I do too.
Beyond Meat. I also have
tofu.
Beyond Meat stock. Tofu. Sometimes the soy and all of that is a little different for everybody. I totally get that. I'm not into the tempeh or the seitan. Kin to Satan and Lucy. I don't really mess with it. Some people really love it, but I don't know about it. So anyway, the leaner, the better, less fat. And that sometimes it just helps of like, just look at the meat that you're eating. Like we've all had ribs or barbecue or whatever. Sometimes it's just straight fat on there. You just got like a crappy barbecue thing. So I try to eat around that. Maybe you go back, like really trying to look for the meat, not just the fat that's on it. Talking about, oh, that was good. And I'm like, you just ate like pounds of fat. Legumes, which is one of my favorite words. It just means beans, lentils, chickpeas,
beans to me.
beans. Plant-based sources of protein, all of those things. Healthy fats, crucial for the brain. Again, emotional health. So we talked about these a little bit. Avocados, they're mono unsaturated fats. Sorry, I had to really look at it because it was looking like you can set your watch by my Jackie Sunday Night Fried Chicken. That's a stomp the yard joke. For those who get it, they get it. So anyway, it helps with cognitive function and promotes positive mood. I've always hated avocado. I just hate it for the texture. And then I started eating it, and then I found out I was very allergic. So I can't do the avocados, but if you can,
I love that.
Good for you. Again, nuts and seeds. We talked about this: almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds. If you don't mess around with that chia and the flax, and you have this stomach, just be careful. You're gonna go to the bathroom. We just try to tell you. They're all healthy fats. Okay, and maybe like I wouldn't say like, ooh, chia seeds, put them in your mouth. Flax seeds, sprinkle them joints on your like smoothies or in your salad or whatever. Do not just be like, first of all, it's gonna taste disgusting, and it's more like a additive. Okay, so if you go to a Jamba Juice or a Robex or any kind of smoothie place, see if they got some flax seeds, some chia seeds, something you could throw in there. Olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. A lot of this is made in Mediterranean foods, which you said is one of the like healthiest diets you could possibly have. Using it to cook with, using it on your salads. It helps with, it has antioxidants, gets those flowing, anti-inflammatory, supports brain health. I'm allergic to olive trees, therefore I'm allergic to olive oil. So we've tried, I can't do avocado oil, but I think we're on like grapeseed oil, corn oil. Mm-hmm. So we've had to find some alternatives. Is that economically sound or is it more? No. Olive oil is pretty cheap.
All the oils are expensive. No, the olive oil, all the oils are expensive. The grapeseed, the sesame, whatever, whichever ones you do, all the things, they're going to cost you a little bit.
Tuna, which we've also talked about, anti-inflammatory, omega-3 fatty acids. We have tuna in cans. We have tuna in packets. I'm sure there's a lot of salt in those because they're flavorful, but they're good. We just like throw them on top of a salad or whatever. I've eaten them straight out the packet sometime, just for like a boost of protein.
And a boost to your brain health. And yeah, it just helps with, again, regulating mood, keeping you calm under pressure. It sticks to you a little bit more than just eating craziness, and improves your brain function. And then, of course, the fruits and the veggies, man. I'm sure we've heard this our entire lives, but there's a lot of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. There's a lot of water in vegetables. Like beets are some of my favorite vegetables. They will make your poop look strange, so don't freak out the first time you have it because they're super, super dark. And super red.
And super red. So if you had beets, don't freak out. But there's a lot of water in them. I heard the great Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. She eats a lot of bell peppers because there's heck of water in that. She's like, I just eat them like apples. Like, so a lot of times if you don't want to just be drinking water all day and pee like I do, you can get your water through your fruits and your veggies.
Another vegetable I found out was really good is asparagus. And you know what?
I love asparagus.
It has tryptophan in it.
You smell bad. Wait, what?
Asparagus has tryptophan, which is, it will help calm you down.
Oh,
you know how, yeah.
It cleans your system too.
But it will calm you down. It'll like make you relax, just like turkey.
I do love asparagus. Actually.
Yeah,
turkey makes you sleepy though.
Yeah, but asparagus won't not necessarily make you sleepy, but in moderation, it relaxes.
Well, that's what I was about to say. The stuff that's in the turkeys,
it relaxes you.
I do enjoy asparagus too, actually. Asparagus, spinach, beets, and then again, if you like eating fruits and vegetables whole, sounds like a terrible existence for me. Just throw it in a smoothie, okay? Blend it up. So all together. Some vegetables, blend it all up. Add a little agave, whatever you need. Not like hecka sugar, but something to help with the taste. And then just drink it down.
A little agave, a little honey.
Same thing. Same difference.
Put that in your daily routine. Meal prepping. Okay, I know this is all the rage now. Everybody got their little dishes and their things.
Shout out to Matt. We're keeping up with it.
Meal prepping and whatever, and the salads and the jars and the whatever. Here's the joy of meal prepping. Is when you batch and do it all at one time, it's done. You're not going to run up against, oh, I ran out of time. I don't know what to cook. I don't have
anything. Just grab this.
So let me just go buy Jack in the Box, or let me just get this or whatever. If your meal prep is done and you have to plan and you have to prepare and you have to shop and you have to do all the things, but it's going to help you. It's really going to help you live a better food life.
And it's portion control.
And that too, if it's portion control. And then keep handy snacks ready, you know. My dad, I grew up with my dad being diabetic, and my mom was really good about health and stuff. There were certain things we never had in the house because my dad had no self-control and he would eat them. But
much like my father.
Yes. But then there are things that you can prep and have in the refrigerator. I always try to have like some little carrots, some hummus, some mini peppers, or whatever that, you know, you put a few carrots, a few mini peppers, bell peppers, like you said, on a thing with some hummus, and you're gonna eat a little bit of it, and you're gonna.
And we understand for some of y'all, this is a palate adjustment.
Yeah.
If you've been eating sugary, processed, fried, trans, it's not gonna taste as smacking as
initially
that, you know, number 3 combo you be getting around the corner.
But you're going to feel so much better. I promise you. You will notice the difference in how you feel. And then when you get ready to get the other thing, your body system is going to be like, wait. And so it's an acquired taste. You can get used to it. It's really good for you.
You just got to try.
And now, these days, everybody has little snack packs of vegetables and fruits and this,
protein thing.
Yeah, go to where they have the kids, you know, stuff for the kids, lunches and all that kind of stuff. They have all those little, you know, packs of things. So that will help. So in conclusion, nourishing your mind and body through healthy food choices is critical.
It's crucial.
For your well-being.
Drink that
Talk
water
for a minute.
Yeah, man, because it empowers you to make informed decisions really about what you're putting in your body. And again, not that we know everything that we're putting in our bodies, but as much as we could be cognitive about what we're putting in our bodies to help with our improving our mood, increasing our energy levels, and just enhancing our mental health and our physical health overall, because we're not high and then crashing and high and crashing. Like, people don't think about, like, if we were talking about drugs, you know what I mean? There are uppers and downers, right? In the drug world. There are uppers and downers in the food world too. And I think, you know, I wish we were all sort of born with a nutritionalist, because I'd be like, I think that would help most of us.
Absolutely.
If we just kind of knew, like,
we should get that with reparations.
What we could eat, what we could eat and what we couldn't eat, or what we shouldn't eat, or what's, you know, genetically bad for us. Because it's important, right? And we learned some new things today about these nutrients, right? B6, B12, folate, omega-3 fatty acids, adding magnesium into our diets. And if we're not about to spend our whole check buying supplements, then that means you might need to
do some research.
Be on the Googles like we would normally be, or watch some YouTube videos about what foods and vegetables and things naturally have these things. So you're not trying to do extra Zach Galifianakis math in a meme trying to figure out what the food is. So you know, just a few ideas.
Yeah, and try to start with breakfast. I know you don't like it, but
I don't.
It really figure out you could do a smoothie in the morning. You know, that wouldn't bother
I can, but like for me, like I've noticed that as I've gotten older, I'm kind of off eggs because I used to eat French toast all the time, and I'm kind of off bread. And in the American diet, which my friends who travel are like, breakfast really only exists in America. It's a lot of like bread and syrup and egg, and like all of that makes me feel very sleepy and like low energy.
Get the day off.
Yeah, early. So I like to eat like either really light things or like half a bagel, or sometimes I do smoothies, but that smoothie life is work. I'm not gonna lie. So you know, I like to keep it light. But if you're gonna do breakfast things,
yeah, try to make the healthy food swaps. Swaps. Switch to popcorn. Switch to vegetables for snacks.
So a couple more waters instead of
water, sparkling water, all those things. Prioritize the fruit and vegetables in your meals. That'll make a difference. And then if you're planning all this in advance, it also is really helpful because, like I said, when you have that stress,
did I tell you gonna eat?
Did I tell you about when never mind, I'm not gonna tell you that story. But something very, very stressful happened to me a couple of weeks ago involving an animal in the street. And it like stressed me out so much that I started eating everything in sight. I don't know why. It was just like stress eating. And I never think of myself as a stress eater, but that particular moment, I was like, oh, this is
she accidentally took the life of an animal. That's what happened. Or the animal decided to end its own life. We're not sure.
Anyway, it was so hard.
It was traumatic.
But it was traumatic. But I found the eating thing did something to my stress. And I was like, oh, this is how people fall into this trap of if you're leading a stressful life all the time, then you sometimes the food is the comfort and you don't want to do that. So, and then as a people group, listen, we have some traditional stuff, a banana pudding or this or that, a sakatumi cake or whatever. I don't know. Macaroni and cheese, all the things that are specific to us in our culture, in our holiday.
While trying to hog.
So we're not saying you have to give up all the things, but be mindful
I've
eating.
Had 3 plates of mac and cheese.
Mindful eating. Nobody needs 3 plates of mac and cheese. Because you're not eating that for fuel.
No meat.
That's not for fuel. That's for, this is good. I feel comfortable with this.
I've had two plates of just cake.
Yeah. Okay? That.
Maybe a napkin, maybe a little plate full.
Keep going back, getting them little slivers.
We've all done it. We've all done it. It is what it is.
So if you think about it, mindful about it, talk about it with your people,
Now there's a way to do that. Go back and watch some of the previous episodes. Don't be like, dang, that's your 5th plate. What's up with you with the 5th plate? Like, dang, you about to eat everything?
You ain't leaving no mac and cheese for nobody else.
Right. Look at your plate is piled real high. Like, don't be that person. Okay? But lead by example too, if you're going to do it.
Exactly. And talk about it in terms of generational wellness. Yes. Because it's health. Eating healthy is good for you. That's just all it is to it. And you might have to redetermine your definition of healthy. Let's just say that. You might need a mind shift to have more mindful eating.
Mindful eating.
Yep.
And it's empowering, I think, to make those kinds of choices, to not just feel like I'm just putting stuff in my mouth, put stuff in my body. Like actually thinking about, and I think the main thing is to pay attention. I think when I started making a change, I think at that time I was like, some of it was COVID, just to be like, I was watching a lot of survival cinema, like I was just trying to be ready for whatever. But yeah, paying attention to how you feel before you eat things and after you eat things, that is a big indication of like, oh, this ain't for me. And it could be something you eat in your whole life. And that doesn't mean allergic reaction necessarily, but just you feel super sleepy, or you feel sluggish, or you feel groggy, or maybe you are super nauseous or heavy, or you're like, man, I can't get my energy.
Get a headache.
Right. Or you get a headache or whatever. There's all kinds of things. So just maybe track that, make a mental note of that. Anyway, thank you so much for being with us. We do have to go to work now. But we're going to be here. Dang, we only got 3 more episodes left in a year, man. It's crazy. And then we got to figure out what we're doing for next year on here. So we appreciate y'all rocking with us. If you've been rocking with us, if you're catching up, if you're like, yo, I just jumped on here today, thank you so much for stopping by. We're going to be here every Thursday, 7 p.m. for the live episode. Hopefully next year I'll be better about getting the edited episodes up. Life was lifing, okay? Because I am a storyteller when I'm not doing this. I'm a storyteller here too, but you know what I'm saying. We're a team of 2, okay? But if you want to join the team, we welcome you. Anyway, but you're not going to know what we're talking about on the next episode as we continue our better sets of episodes for the month of December. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, follow us on IG, liking us on Facebook, fan base. We are at Create Generational Wellness on all of the things. So please drop us some comments if there's some topic you want to hear about. something you're interested in, anything really you want to tell us that's not rude and out of pocket, you always got to set the trolls straight. If you're listening to us in the auditory universe, please, hit some stars or whatever, write a review. We'll take constructive feedback, constructive criticism. We won't take rudeness. And sometimes the trolls just be jumping in just for the sake of it. But anyway, we don't want to spend too much time. Try Jesus, don't try me.
I have digital hands.
Oh, because I throw hands. Ooh, I got it in my soul. Anyway, but thank y'all so much for all the positive comments. Great things. Tell a friend. We'll be here sharing the keys to life, wellness, and creating generational wellness. Not just helping you, helping your family. All right. So peace. We'll see you next week. Bye.